Yeah, I think using the platform she has that she's gained with all these followers nationally, but also globally.
Indeed, I believe that Caitlin Clark alone now accounts for 25% of all ticket sales, retail sales, and TV ratings because to the platform she has acquired with all these followers both domestically and internationally. Startling the WNBA, what does this mean for the growth of women's basketball, and how did one player become such a powerful force? Her unrivaled star power is influencing the league's future.
I want y'all to tell me, what do y'all not like about Caitlin Clark? Is it the media coverage? Do you not like?
The very beginning, the WNBA fan base has been ablaze with both excitement and incredulity beyond simply Caitlin Clark's on-court performances, since an incredible statistic about her impact on the league was released last season. Clark's influence altered the league's perception, encouraged fan interaction, and brought women's basketball unprecedented recognition.
Tickets to the Indiana Fever home opener right now, the cheapest ticket to get you into the building to see Caitlin Clark, $271. And as the tweet here says, that's more expensive than 29 of the 30 NBA teams' home opener lowest priced ticket. That's pretty impressive. I'm going to give you one more here, Ron, before I get your thoughts. A valuation expert estimates that Caitlin Clark has generated somewhere on the order of 36 million extra dollars of revenue for the city of Indianapolis since she was drafted by the Fever.
When the numbers dropped, they were simply stunning. Last season, Caitlin Clark drove 25% of all WNBA ticket sales, retail income, and television viewership. This revelation has prompted a great deal of awe and controversy among fans, analysts, and even league management. How could one player have such a big influence?
Well, I mean, that's a more rational request, at least. The only problem is the WNBA, until Caitlin Clark, had no...
Clark's amazing performances at Iowa carried over into her professional career, captivating audiences across the country with her dynamic style, charisma, and ability to shine in clutch situations. Whether she's draining logo threes, threading needle passes, or rallying her team in a pinch, Clark consistently delivers must-see basketball. Fans already knew that Clark was more than just a basketball player. She is a phenomenon.
She obviously spaces the floor for us. She makes tough buckets. She gives us another option on the floor to run our off-ball screening action for. She gives us another player that can play with the ball in her hands in the two-man game. She just has a really high IQ and understanding of the game.
All eyes will be on Caitlin Clark as the league begins a new season to see if she can continue to lead the WNBA to new heights. But one thing is for sure, she's not just playing basketball, she's changing the game, and the numbers confirmed it. This statistic confirms what WNBA fans have always believed about the talent, excitement, and potential of women's basketball. Clark's ability to transform games into events and fans into superfans is evidence of her exceptional genius.
Is a superstar, not a female superstar. She is a superstar. She moves the needle. The WNBA has been looking for someone who moves the needle. The ratings just came in. Caitlin Clark's game on Sunday did a bigger number than Warriors Celtics. Did 3.5 million. Warriors Celtics did 3 million. 3.5 million for a women's college basketball game. I think the WNBA, they have two great teams. They have the Liberty and the Aces. And they played in the finals last year. They both have, multiple MVP caliber players, but it hasn't garnered quite the buzz yet. You already have a pretty high level of basketball, and then you add in a superstar in Caitlin Clark to the...
Following the shocking discovery that Caitlin Clark alone was in charge of 25% of the league's total ticket sales during the previous season, the WNBA is currently in a frenzy. This revelation has sparked heated debates among fans, players, and analysts about Clark's value to the league and whether she deserves much more than her current salary of $75,000. Despite Clark's unparalleled influence, the amount is comparable to that of other celebrities like Angel Reese. Without a doubt, Caitlin Clark's mesmerizing performances have the ability to draw crowds to theaters and movie theaters. She wasn't just a player, though. She was the driving force behind the league's growth, from sellout crowds to a spike in WNBA apparel sales featuring her name and number. She was the face of women's basketball last season because of her fierce competitive spirit and nimble shooting from outside of Arkansas. Everything changes when Clark arrives.
I want y'all to tell me, what do y'all not like about Caitlin Clark? Is it the media coverage? Do you not like that she complains after foul calls like everybody else? What exactly is the reason why I see so much hate on social media and from WNBA players? All she's doing is bringing more attention to the game, and she's very skilled. Like, whenever I watch Iowa games, her teammates always got an open shot. Please explain to me, why do y'all hate her?
But the most startling number is that she was in charge of 25% of all WNBA ticket sales. Despite this, fans remain incredulous, with many claiming that her influence merits not only praise, but also monetary remuneration. Social media was ablaze with remarks asking how the league could defend paying her the same as everyone else when she is driving the WNBA and Clark is the driving force behind the league's expansion. She deserves to be compensated accordingly. The league's pay cap structure, which restricts what players can make despite their enormous contribution to ticket sales, retail sales, and viewership, is the source of the players' annoyance. Comparisons to Angel Reese, another rising star in women's basketball who makes the same salary, have fueled the fire because Caitlin Clark is bound by a standard contract that pays her $76,000 annually, far less than what fans think she deserves. Fans point out that while Reese is unquestionably talented, her impact on ticket sales and commercials is nothing compared to Clark's.
The official homepage of the WNBA right now, when they announce the schedule, is a photo of Caitlin Clark, and that's it. It's only Caitlin. It's not any other players. It's not any other teams. The fact that they are seemingly leaning into her finally, at the very off the rip, leaning into her, like having her front and center, this is just something that I don't think that we would have seen last season. And I just...
Because of Clark's contributions, the WNBA has received unprecedented attention, and many people believe it's time for the league to reevaluate how it pays its players. The critics claim that the WNBA's pay structure is outdated and fails to recognize players who significantly increase the league's visibility. However, when discussing league-wide issues, some fans and analysts caution against focusing solely on individual players, arguing that while Clark is unquestionably a superstar, the NBA's growth depends on cooperation to support all of its players and clubs. Nevertheless, even these voices concur that Clark's influence is unique and deserves special attention.
He ain't pays them bills, baby. I just hope y'all know the WNBA don't pay my bills at all. I don't even think that pays one of my bills. Literally. I'm trying to think of like my rent for where I stay at. I'm gonna do the math real quick.
It might cover that. Yeah, it covers that. It definitely covers that.
What is my... I don't even know my salary. 74?
Though they have shown similar levels of dedication, skill, and marketability, the discussion has also drawn attention to the larger issue of women's sports pay disparity with their NBA counterparts. Everybody is watching the WNBA to see how the league responds. Will it find a way to reward players like Clark who drive the league's success? Or will the current structure remain unchanged, running the risk of player and fan discontent? WNBA players only receive a small portion of the wage. Fans are using Clark's case as a catalyst to demand structural adjustments to the way female athletes are seen and compensated.
She's literally making $76K. You look at any male sports and people are getting $1 million just signing bonuses, not even their contract. On the one side, you get a lot of people that rightfully so bring up the fact that like, hey, people don't watch the WNBA. I think it's great that like more eyeballs are coming into it now. Caitlin Clark being a part of the league is definitely going to bring more attention to it. I hope that more fans buy tickets, buy jerseys, watch the games, because that's what's going to get players paid more. But I was genuinely surprised at how little that was.
More players like this come, or she brings more excitement, then all of a sudden people get more engaged to other players that she might be playing against to see who they're battling. And that's kind of how this thing kind of builds momentum. If you look at it, it's kind of like CrossFit Games. Like back in the day, you know, it started off where it's at. Then personalities start to grow it, and then more money comes, and then more money comes, and then more money comes. Maybe WNBA hasn't had that like catalyst that it needed to spark this like snow.
Even Caitlin Clark cannot dispute the magnitude of her influence, whether it be in terms of ticket sales, viewership, or inspiring the next generation of players. For her, The emphasis remains on her love for the game and her commitment to playing at the highest level. The question now is whether the WNBA will take action and recognize the value of its best players for fans, and the answer is clear. Caitlin Clark is not just earning her salary, she is also securing the league's future. Clark is more than just a player. She is a movement, and movements, as supporters contend, should receive fair compensation.
Like a typical New York Liberty game, the courtside seats for this game cost high four figures, drawing on a par with the NBA.
I mean, that is crazy and quite the phenomenon. But then when I started reading about her, the stories that I encountered were all about the contrast between how popular she is. And then we have her starting salary as the WNBA's #1 draft pick, which is going to be $76,535.
4-year rookie deal coming in at $338,056. With then people quickly comparing that to the NBA, where last year's #1 pick landed a 4-year contract worth $55 million. With people saying the fact that Caitlin's making less than 1% of her male counterpart, that's wild. Especially since it can't be overstated what an impact she's had on the sport. But this year, the women's NCAA championship game brought in more eyeballs than the men's, averaging nearly 19 million viewers compared to the men at under